All right. What does it cost to build a lowrider?
Oh, yeah!
Hear a lot of people asking this question. How much? What do I need? How much to install hydraulics? How much for the car? How much for the wheels? How much? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how much it's going to cost you. This is just financially speaking. I'm not even going to touch on the amount of time, frustration, anger, sadness, heartache, broken body parts, a lot of broken body parts too. Where do most people start? Usually it's with a car. Car is kind of a tough one because, I mean, you take your pick. I mean, you could seriously, you could spend this whole thing on just the car. But just a bare minimum price point for a car, I would say, is $1,000. Just to get you in the door, to have a reasonable running and driving, not a total rust bucket. I paid $1,000 for my Lincoln. A lot of dents, a little bit of rust, not bad. Ran and drove pretty good. So I'd say $1,000, but like I said, you could spend $20,000, $50,000 if you want to. So I'm not even gonna pull that out of here because you should already have a car before you think about building a lowrider. Next, I would say would be your wheels. Kind of 100 spoke, 72 spoke, cross lace, straight lace, Dayton, Zenith, OG wire wheels you want to go with. Minimum on those, brand new anyway, wheels and tires, I think it's about $1,000. I think CCE sells them for $1,000. Let's say $1,000. Brand new. I don't want to talk about used prices because yes, you can get used stuff, but if you start the project anticipating getting used stuff, like that's in your budget, usually it never gets finished. So it's nice to plan on buying brand new stuff, set the money aside to buy brand new, and then hunt around for used, save a little money. But let's say $1,000. $1,000. You now have a set of wheels, and they can be, like I said, whatever you want. Well, for $1,000, I guess, not whatever you want. And this is basically the same thing you're doing when you're buying wire wheels, as you're just working hard to get it. And then you're basically just burning it up. Like it's literally burning a hole in your pocket. I mean, you could spend $3,000 on a set of wheels. I've seen a lot of people spend $3,000. You get a set of new Daytons, easily $3,000. But let's just say we're cheap. We don't have a whole lot of money. So, $1,000. Done. $1,000. All right. Next would be your hydraulic system. Your up and down, the fun part, exciting stuff. Basic 2-pump kit, $1,000. Again, another $1,000. Then you got shipping. You're gonna have probably a couple $100 in shipping. It's pretty heavy stuff. So a couple $100 in shipping, and that's just for a basic kit. So $1,000 for just a basic kit, a couple $100 to ship it. You probably wanna get some coils for the front. You don't wanna just run your stock coils. You can, but that's not fun. So add a couple $100 for coils, about $1,400. Oh, gonna need power balls for the back. So there's $1,500. There's 15. You don't have to get power balls and you don't have to get coils, but at that point, you may as well. Power balls go on your rear axle. They make it a lot easier. Money burns nice. Make it a lot easier for your cylinders to articulate. Well, it's gonna take forever. Bear with me. And I'm gonna have to start doing 2 at a time. There we go. Man, that's just Let's just do that. Faster that way. Okay. So now we got the car, we got the wheels, we got the juice. Now what do we need? Now we need some juice for the juice. You need batteries. So you're gonna need, I'd say at least 4 batteries. I mean, unless you just wanna be some weirdo and run 2. I don't know who would do that, but I'm sure people have. At least 4 batteries, 2 per pump or 4 to each pump. Most people run 6, so batteries about $100 a piece. So you got $600-700 with cord charges and all that fun business. In the trash. So now we've spent about $4,000. We got the juice for the juice, the wheels, the car. We're almost ready to hit the streets. Almost. Gonna need some wiring. Wiring's gonna be a couple $100 pretty easily. And I'm talking just the welding cable for the batteries, ground cable, quick disconnect for that, all your cable ends. So that's nothing. $200. Nothing. That's just part of it. $200, not bad. Pretty cheap actually. Then I would say after that, I would set aside $300 just for the miscellaneous stuff. Your fluids, your 47 trips to AutoZone and O'Reilly's, and then advanced, because the first 2 you go to never have what you need. So you gotta cycle, you gotta alternate, start out with one place. So there's that. So now you got everything you need to get your car bouncing like a fool. 100 spokes, 72, whatever you want to do. And from there, it's all up to you really. You can put some paint on it, which, I mean, if you spend $1,000 on your car, you're definitely gonna need some paint, because you're gonna be pretty embarrassed to ride around in its current condition when you buy it. Be prepared to, I mean, minimum, just to put a solid color on your car, $2,000. Minimum $2,000. $2,000. $2,000. Get that candy paint. You ain't getting candy paint. $2,000. You're gonna get like single stage canary yellow. Just a solid color canary yellow. You could probably get that. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's try to take it a long way. Oh, it's getting thick. All right. It's like confetti. Throw that out at the next birthday party. $2,000 for some paint, minimum. Just, I mean, solid color, nothing fancy, maybe a little flake. Unless you can do it yourself, $2,000 goes a long way with paint supplies. So buy a paint gun and figure it out. It's a good way to go. You're looking pretty good at that point. I mean, you got the switches, you got the wheels, you got the paint. I mean, pretty much from there, if your interior's junk like mine is, tint the windows and ride it out, because you're gonna need the rest of this for your therapist. Because first time you take your $5,000 to $6,000 creation out on the street, hit the switch, almost guarantee it's gonna break. Just when you're at your highest point. I mean that physically in the car, hitting it up, something's gonna break, guaranteed. You're gonna be at your highest point emotionally because you just got your car done, and it's gonna bring you all the way back down. So this money is good to hang on to for your therapist. From there, crap, you can do whatever you want. You could do interior work, gets kind of expensive. Then yeah, you could chrome your stuff, add a third pump, put a slip yoke in, which I did. I did all that. So, man, yeah, I did all that. So there's that. Man, my therapist budget's getting pretty low. I mean, I didn't chrome anything. I put poor man's chrome on the rear end. But I did the slip yoke in the third pump, which got real expensive. I mean, more expensive and more of a headache than what I thought. Then you can do exhaust work, which was real cheap for me because I did it myself. That was a couple $100. Which isn't bad. I mean, some mufflers and some pipe, a couple $100. Trip to the emergency room when your pipe falls off and it just destroys your hand. There's that. Oh yeah. And you can see my muffler fell off again, second time now. I learned not to touch it this time at least, which was good. So, I put a little flake on the top. I put a little flake, that's about 800. Put a little flake on the top, all right. So what do I got left here? What do I got left? Oh, all the steel. Reinforcing everything, I did, it was about $400 for all that. And then all the welding wire and the tanks of gas. That was expensive. And then blew up my motor once. Solenoids. Fuel pump went out. What else? You know, I don't think I've had any other issues with this thing, honestly. Which is good, because I've run it out of money. I put a CD player in it, which it was a cheap CD player. Let's call it what it is, $100. It was a cheap one, Slap City, slaps on deck, whatever you want to call it. So, there is my therapist budget. I just remember I bought some clear coat and 2 pounds of flake. Well, so here I am, a broke man with a lowrider that I can't even drive because it keeps breaking on me, which is awesome, fun, exciting. I would say, seriously, you could get a lowrider done about $5 grand. That's pretty minimum. That's including buying a car, like I said, $1,000. I mean, anything under $1,000, unless you get super lucky or have a family member or something, it's not going to happen. I mean, it's not going to be anything you're going to want to drive anywhere. $5 grand, you could get a lowrider going, something you could drive on the street. And it's not like you got to have all the $5 grand up front, but be prepared for those numbers. If you're not prepared for those numbers, I wouldn't get into this kind of thing. It's a long road. It gets real expensive. Some things I would recommend buying when you do buy your stuff. Buy an extra motor, because you're bound to burn one of those up, especially if you're not used to hydraulics and hitting a switch. You're going to mess something up. I'd buy an extra motor, and I'd buy 3 or 6 extra solenoids just to have on hand. It definitely isn't going to hurt anything. So, there you go. That was a lot of money. A whole lot of money. But that's what it costs to be a straight G all the time. It ain't cheap.